All right, y'all. So today we're going to be reading the book of Proverbs. And the reason I want to read the book of Proverbs is because Proverbs, it gives us a lot of insight on how we could live according to God's way and his will. And so today we're going to focus on Proverbs. We're going to read Proverbs 1, maybe to chapter 5. If the Lord wants me to read even longer, then I will, but that is the goal for today. These videos I'm making will now be for us to truly be able to, just learn more from God, hear from God more, and just grow together as we read and share the word together. I want you all to leave your comments, leave any thoughts you have on whatever we read. I want you to give great feedback, give your insight. Just write down scriptures or things that you took away from today's reading. But real quick, I'm going to give an introduction to Proverbs. It's just going to give the summary of what Proverbs is about, and then we're going to get right into the reading. So it says the beginning. This is the summary. It says the beginning and end of wisdom is to fear God and avoid evil. The world is a battleground between wisdom and folly, righteousness and wickedness, good and evil. This conflict is personified in Lady Wisdom and Harlot Folly. Both women offer love and invite simple young men to their homes to sample their wares. Wisdom's invitation is to life. The seduction of folly leads to death. It says after Proverbs 1 through 9 has introduced this divinely inspired worldview and laid out its main themes, the short sayings of Proverbs 10 through 31 are then to be understood in light of the first 9 chapters. Now, here's the big picture. It says, remember, I'm reading all this from a study Bible. This is the Christian Standard Version. But it says, those who follow God's wise design for living avoid the perils that others fall into and enjoy life on earth as God meant it to be lived. And then the takeaway is that true wisdom is to live according to God's way, his instruction, and allow his word to penetrate one's thinking, values, and actions. And then a food for thought, something else that we can keep in mind. It says Proverbs shows that humans may live by a right way or a wrong way, a wise way or a foolish way. The right way is not the easy way, but those who live by it find great reward. All of life's relationships may be governed by the wise teaching of this book. So let's get into it, y'all. We're going to get right into it, man, and I pray and hope that today's word, that today's video, it helps someone out there today, man, and that you just hear from God in this moment. But chapter 1, the purpose of Proverbs. It says the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for learning wisdom and discipline, for understanding insightful sayings, for receiving prudent instruction in righteousness, justice, and integrity, for teaching shrewdness to the experienced, knowledge and discretion to a young man. Let a wise person listen and increase learning, and let a discerning person obtain guidance. For understanding the proverb or a parable, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. Now this is Proverbs 1, verse 8. And this is avoiding the path of the violent. It says, listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and don't reject your mother's teaching. Verse 9, for there will be a garland of favor on your head and pendants around your neck. Verse 10, my son, if sinners entice you, don't be persuaded. Verse 11, if they say, come with us, let's set an ambush and kill someone, let's attack some innocent person just for fun. Verse 12, let's swallow them alive like Sheol, whole like those who go down to the pit. Verse 13, we'll find all kinds of valuable property and fill our houses with plunder. Verse 14, throw in your lot with us and we'll all share the loot. Verse 15, my son, don't travel that road with them or set foot on their path. Verse 16, because their feet run toward evil and they hurry to shed blood. Verse 17, it is useless to spread a net where any bird can see it. Verse 18, but they set an ambush to kill themselves. They attack their own lives. Then verse 19, such are the paths of all who make profit dishonestly. It takes the lives of those who receive it. Now, moving on to Proverbs chapter 1, verses 20 through 33. And this is talking about wisdom's plea. It says, wisdom calls out in the street. She makes her voice heard in the public squares. She cries out above the commotion, and she speaks at the entrance of the city gates. How long, inexperienced ones, will you love ignorance? How long will you mockers enjoy mocking, and you fools hate knowledge? If you respond to my warning, then I will pour out my spirit on you and teach you my words. Since I called out and you refused, extended my hand and no one paid attention. Since you neglected all my counsel and did not accept my correction, I, in turn, will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when terror strikes you. When terror strikes you like a storm and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when trouble and stress overcome you. Then they will call me, but I won't answer. They will search for me, but won't find me, because they hated knowledge, didn't choose to fear the Lord, were not interested in my counsel, and rejected all my correction. They will eat the fruit of their way and be glutted with their own schemes. For the apostasy of the inexperienced will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will live securely and be undisturbed by the dread of danger. Chapter 2. This is wisdom's worth. It says, my son, if you accept my words and store my commands within you, listen closely to my wisdom and directing your heart to understanding. Furthermore, if you call out to insight and lift your voice to understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it like hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and discover the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up success for the upright. He is a shield for those who live with integrity, so that he may guard the paths of justice and protect the way of his faithful followers. Then you will understand righteousness, justice, and integrity, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will delight you. Discretion will watch over you, and understanding will guard you. It will rescue you from the way of evil, from anyone who says perverse things, for those who abandon the right paths to walk in ways of darkness, for those who enjoy doing evil and celebrate perversion, whose paths are crooked and whose ways are devious. It will rescue you from a forbidden woman, from a wayward woman with her flattering talk, who abandons the companion of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house sinks down to death, and her ways to the land of the departed spirits. None return who go to her, none reach the paths of life. So follow the way of the good and keep to the paths of the righteous. For the upright will inhabit the land, and those of integrity will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous ripped out of it. Chapter 3, this is trusting in the Lord. Chapter 3, verses 2 through 12. It says, my son, don't forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commands, for they will bring you many days, a full life and well-being. Never let loyalty and faithfulness leave you. Tie them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will find favor and high regard with God and people. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways you know him, and he will make your path straight. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. This will be healing for your body and strengthening for your bones. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first produce of your entire harvest. Then your barns will be completely filled, and your vats will overflow with new wine. Do not despise the Lord's instruction, my son, and do not loathe his discipline. For the Lord disciplines the one he loves, just as the Father disciplines the Son in whom he delights. This is Proverbs 3, verses 13 through 26. This is wisdom brings happiness. It says, happy is the man who finds wisdom and who acquires understanding, for she is more profitable than silver, and her revenue is better than gold. She is more precious than jewels. Nothing you desire can equal her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left, riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant, and all her paths are peaceful. She is a tree of life to those who embrace her, and those who hold on to her are happy. The Lord founded the earth by wisdom and established the heavens by understanding. By his knowledge, the watery depths broke open and the clouds dripped with dew. Maintain sound wisdom and discretion. My son, don't lose sight of them. They will be life for you and adornment for your neck. Then you will go safely on your way. Your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. You will lie down and your sleep will be pleasant. Don't fear sudden danger or the ruin of the wicked when it comes, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from a snare. Psalms chapter 3, verses 27 through 35. And this is treating others fairly. It says, when it is in your power, don't withhold good from the one to whom it belongs. Don't say to your neighbor, go away, come back later. I'll give it tomorrow when it is there with you. Don't plan any harm against your neighbor, for he trusts you and lives near you. Don't accuse anyone without cause when he has done you no harm. Don't envy a violent man or choose any of his ways. For the devious are detestable to the Lord, but he is a friend to the upright. The Lord's curse is on the household of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks those who mock, but gives grace to the humble. The wise will inherit honor, but he holds up fools to dishonor. This is Proverbs chapter 4. I'm going to go verses 1 through 9. This is a father's example. It says, listen, son, to a father's discipline, and pay attention so that you may gain understanding. For I am giving you good instruction. Don't abandon my teaching. When I was a son with my father, tender and precious to my mother, he taught me and said, your heart must hold on to my words. Keep my commands and live. Keep wisdom, get understanding. Don't forget or turn away from the words from my mouth. Don't abandon wisdom, and she will watch over you. Love her, and she will guard you. Wisdom is supreme, so get wisdom. And whatever else you get understanding. Cherish her, and she will exalt you. If you embrace her, she will honor you. She will place a garland of favor on your head. She will give you a crown of beauty. Proverbs chapter 4, verses 10 through 19. This is two ways of life. It says, listen, my son, accept my words, and you will live many years. I am teaching you the way of wisdom. I am guiding you on straight paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hindered. When you run, you will not stumble. Hold on to instruction. Don't let go. Guard it, for it is your life. Keep off the path of the wicked. Don't proceed on the way of the evil ones. Avoid it. Don't travel on it. Turn away from it and pass it by, for they can't sleep unless they have done what is evil. They arrive of sleep unless they make someone stumble. They eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. The path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, shining brighter and brighter until midday. But the way of the wicked is like the darkest gloom. They don't know what makes them stumble. Proverbs 4, verses 20 through 27. This is the straight path. It says, my son, pay attention to my words. Listen closely to my sayings. Don't lose sight of them. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them and health to one's whole body. Guard your heart above all else, for it is the source of life. Don't let your mouth speak dishonestly, and don't let your lips talk deviously. Let your eyes look forward. Fix your gaze straight ahead. Carefully consider the path for your feet, and all your ways will be established. Don't turn to the right or to the left. Keep your feet away from evil. Proverbs chapter 5. This is avoiding seduction. It says, my son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen closely to my understanding, so that you may maintain discretion and your lips safeguard knowledge. Though the lips of the forbidden woman drip honey, and her words are smoother than oil, in the end she is as bitter as wormwood, and as sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps head straight for Sheol. She doesn't consider the path of life. She doesn't know that her ways are unstable. So now, sons, listen to me, and don't turn away from the words from my mouth. Keep your way far from her. Don't go near the door of her house. Otherwise, you will give up your fertility to others, and your years to someone cruel. Strangers will drain your resources, and your hard-earned pay will end up in a foreigner's house. At the end of your life, you will lament when your physical body has been consumed, and you will say, how I hated discipline, and how my heart despised correction. I didn't obey my teachers or listen closely to my instructions. I'm on the verge of complete ruin before the entire community. And then lastly, this is Proverbs 5, verses 15 through 23, and this is enjoying marriage. It says, drink water from your own cistern, water flowing from your own well. Should your springs flow in the streets, streams in the public squares? They should be for you alone and not for you to share with strangers. Let your fountain be blessed and take pleasure in the wife of your youth. A loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast always satisfy you. Be lost in her love forever. Why, my son, will you lose yourself with a forbidden woman or embrace a wayward woman? For a man's ways are before the Lord's eyes, and he considers all his paths. A wicked man, iniquities will trap him. He will become tangled in the ropes of his own sin. He will die because there is no discipline, and be lost because of his great stupidity. So those are our chapters for the day. Those are our scriptures for the day. The things that we focus on. Again, today, from the book of Proverbs, we were taught the purpose of Proverbs, and then it talked about avoiding the path of violence, wisdom's plea. We learned about what wisdom is and why we should accept wisdom. In chapter 3, we learned about trusting in the Lord and seeing how wisdom brings happiness into our lives. And then in chapter 4, we learned about a father's discipline and why we should take our father's discipline with us, because it's going to help us in our lives. It helps us understand certain things. It teaches us certain things. It gives us instruction on things that we're going to need as men, as women, and as children of God. In chapter 5, it focused on avoiding seduction of women, of man, of things that are not good for us. There are a lot of things out there in this world that can seduce us, I should say, things that can tempt us to do things that won't be good for us in the end. So, that is the things that we focused on today. One thing I loved, the chapter I enjoyed the most was, of course, chapter 3, trusting in the Lord, trusting in the Lord in our lives, and giving the Lord all our trust, trusting in him with all our heart, knowing that he's going to make all things right, knowing that he's going to make all things good, knowing that everything that the Lord instructs us to do, every path that he gives us, every route that we must take, we can trust in the Lord to do right, because he is the creator of all things, and he knows what is good for us, what is bad for us, and what we shouldn't be going after in this world. So that was my favorite chapter. If you have a favorite chapter of scripture from this reading, just drop it in the comments. Leave your thoughts. Anything that you may have received from this video, just leave it in the comments. Share your thoughts. Share something that can be helpful to anyone out there who may come across this video. Share your testimony. Share things that can just help people, that can bring people closer to God, y'all. We're all in this together, brothers and sisters in Christ. And I just pray that today's video truly helps someone, man. Share it with a family member, share it with a friend, share it with a stranger. But just let them know that God loves them, and God is the one who provides and supplies all things in life, y'all. But I thank you all for listening if you were this far in the video. And I love y'all, man. And I'll continue to correct these videos and just hope that we all can grow together, in God's word, because we are the church, y'all. It doesn't take a building. A building doesn't make a church. A person doesn't make a church. It's the people that make the church. And so we are one church, y'all. This isn't about me. This isn't about you. This is about the one and only God above. All glory goes to him, man. I thank y'all and I love y'all.